Hey Stampers, this is Joanne from the Rock Paper Scissors Studio, and I wanted to share with you an extra special project that I have done with this month's paper pumpkin. This is May 2023, and you can see I have my paper pumpkin insert here that shows you in this paper pumpkin kit the cute cards that were designed for this kit. And they have these wonderful sort of desert and mountain scenes. It's really pretty. I have a sample card base here. This is one of the card bases. It's cardstock. It's white on the other side. So you fold it like this and you create your card with the items that came with the kit. And of course, for that one you create this card over here. But they're all just really pretty, all of the paper was. And it came with these beautiful envelopes too that coordinate with the cards. Super cute. But this came only a week before I was about to leave on a trip out west with some of my family members. And so I decided that I wanted to make some scrapbooks out of these cards instead of using them for cards. And I wanted to make 4 different scrapbooks for each of the ladies that are going on the trip. My mom, my sister, and my daughter were all 4 going together. So this is my little scrapbook. And these were this is from the stamp set that came with the paper pumpkin kit. And it had this little die cut already in there, but I stamped Cheers to Another Adventure on it. And I created these pages. Some of them are designer series paper, and some of them are those cards that came in my paper pumpkin kit. And I have a little Canon Ivy printer that prints sticker photos, so I'm going to take that on the trip, and in the evenings when we get to our hotel we can print out pictures from that day and stick them in our photo album. On the back of the album I cut down one of the envelopes and made a little pocket here that we could put some memorabilia or receipts or whatever that we want, journaling, whatever we want to put in there. So I want to show you how I did this because it was super easy to do and it turned out so cute. I'm so excited to give these to my family on our trip. So here is an unassembled one, and I just went through some designer series paper and chose ones that I thought matched these cards well. It's retired paper, what I'm using, and some of the sides, like I thought I had enough mountains, and I'm not using that side of the paper. I'm using this just pattern side. So I have 6 pages. That's a full page for each day that we'll be going on our trip. And I just need to glue these together. Now, the cards are a typical card size, so it's 5.5 by 8.5, and of course they're scored in the middle at 4.25, and that creates your card base. So what I did was I just cut my cardstock to that same size, 5.5 by 8.5. to supplement the pages that I wanted to have in my book. And then I just put them in the order that I wanted them in, and I took my Stamp and Seal adhesive. You could probably use, I used my Seal Plus. You could probably use regular Seal, but I wanted to make sure they held up. So I used Seal Plus because it's a little stronger, and I just put that on the edges of my layers. And then I'm going to open this up, and I'm going to line up these two edges for the pages that are going to go next to each other. And I'm just going to press that down. And so this is the front of our book that we're going to cover with this cardstock. And then there's page 1 and page 2. And so what I did was I put adhesive on my next page. And then adhere that down. And I just kept gluing those together until I had all the pages glued together that I wanted. And then, so that was how I put the pages together. And then it looked like this. This is a different side of that paper, but it's the same paper. So it looked like this when I was all done. I have all my pages glued together, and I just need to put my cover on. So what I did for my cover, I just took 2 quarter sheets of cardstock, so that's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2, and I glued that to the front and the back pages. So I glued it on this page of Designer Series paper and on the back page of Designer Series paper. And then I took just a white strip of cardstock, and this measured 5 1/2 by 1 1/4 inches. And I scored that at 1/2 inch from each edge, and that left me a little 1/4 inch strip for my binding, and I just adhered that with Stampin' Seal Plus also to the front and back cover. I didn't, you don't want to glue down this strip. You just need to glue it to the front and to the back. And that's my binding that just covers up those edges in the back, but it still allows my book to open up fully on every page. So it gave it a nice finished look. And then I just used, like I said, some of the things from the kit to decorate it. So the envelope, I just cut it down to go on the back, and used one of my circle punches to punch a little half circle in it to create this pocket. So this is one of the other envelopes. And what I'm doing in there for my trip, I went ahead and stamped some items from the kit. This cute little mug. I stamped 2 shoes so that we could have a pair of shoes. And then I stamped the sayings because I thought they were so appropriate for the trip that I'm going to be on. It doesn't matter where you're going, it's who you have beside you. And the other one says, life is meant for good friends and great adventures. So I stamped a set of each of those for each person on the trip. Plus I have the other little embellishments that came with my paper pumpkin kit. It came with some die cuts already and some banners and whatnot. So there's some little compasses and some binoculars, and then different banners. And so I'm going to take those also, and we're going to use all of that along with our little sticker pictures to create our scrapbooks for our trip. And by the time we get home, we'll already have our little scrapbook completed. So that's just another way you can think outside of the box for your crafting projects. Those were meant to be cards. I saw a scrapbook when I looked at them, and so that's what I made it into. And I hope that that inspires you to look at your crafting supplies in a different and unusual way and make something fun with them too. If you have questions or comments, you can email me, Joanne at the Rock Paper Scissors Studio. I would love to hear from you, and I look forward to stamping with you soon.